Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. I'm here with Maryland.
Howdy, folks.
And yeah, we're back. It's turn 13. And we can see from this opening screen, shit's going down with Vanheim.
Oh boy, this is a lot more player versus player action than last turn.
Right.
Yeah, like, what do we got? You got 12 or so.
Yeah, I don't think this qualifies as a great elfing, but this is definitely an elfing.
We got some Xibalba there too.
So let's see what Vanheim says. I feel a bit dirty doing this. After finding Xibalba had border disputes with Pythium, I have arranged to attack Pythium together with him this turn. Our agreement is that he gets the cap in the three most southern provinces while I get the rest. We have also made a nap 3. I hope we can crush him quickly so that nobody else can intervene. I had a plan to jump on his cap, but funnily enough, some independent knights have beaten me to that.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
And that's just brutal. I mean, that's game over for Pythium.
Yeah. And
You're already at war.
And it was disruptive for two reasons, not only because it's horrible having his cap locked down, but because it really disrupted his military movements he probably needed to make that turn.
If it had happened 2 turns earlier, he might have been able to save his bacon.
Yeah. And Pythium's being played by Joe Brandon. He's a very good player and well known around the community. So
yeah, I've had Joe as a guest, like a voice guest.
Yeah.
He's got a terrible microphone.
Yeah.
I had a huge problem editing and sound. It was just crackly and loud, but that's not related to his skill. That's
right.
just
right. Okay, so I probably could have taken Pythium out alone, but not as fast. And with him being more or less at war with Xibalba, Xibalba would have gotten a share anyway. I'm having Xibalba have a go at the cap because I don't want to get bogged down besieging it for a lot of turns.
Sure, and we've talked about that Vanheim, it's not easy for elf nations to siege, whereas Xibalba can siege like a fiend.
Right.
All he's got to do is make a pile of Zots and...
Right, and if Xibalba loses a pile of garbage, he doesn't really care. If there's some play by Pythium where Vanheim loses a pile of his vans, he's going to be. I mean, especially if that got published to the game thread,
right,
people would eat him. So,
and he probably didn't have the intel we had to know that Xibalba's been poking at Pythium for 4 turns now. So
well, he figured that out, because he was talking about they were having a conflict.
I
but
see that, yeah, he did. He's got
but he didn't know it until very recently. So
yeah.
So these guys are running in 22 defense, 13 protection. Yeah.
No changes, and he had a delay to buff his Vanhurst a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Successful. We have a battle here where... Well, so let's do this from the map. I don't want to do it from here.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
I'm kind of curious. Did Pythium do... We predicted last turn that his best bet was to defend that province.
This one?
Oh, he didn't really.
I think you're thinking about... Oh, I can't remember. Wait, was this the one that was... I think the provinces to defend we were talking about was Naba.
Well, we also, I think, yesterday we predicted that Van looked like he was prepping to elf.
Okay, yeah, but, those units are glamored. Pythium's not going to know that very well.
No.
But Jotunheim was about to attack Naba. Or no, Mictlan. Right? And we spent 10 minutes talking about which provinces Mictlan should defend.
Pythium bought quite a bit of heavy cavalry PD.
Yeah, this looks like about, 20-something PD? 22 or something?
Yeah. You get 3 of those at 7, or is it 8? 3 of the heavy cav.
Yeah.
And then he put a few gladiators into it. A dozen in a bit. It's just not enough.
Yeah, and the gladiators actually they're very good against elite units. Those particular kind are a little less good against the Bakemono. But just not enough. And he gets attacked over here by just a few Zots. And he moved his main force here, which last turn he had Knights on the capital, which he has cleared off. He's got these guys up front to eat the lance charge. I think I saw a few javelins that fight. So anyway, this army was here. So he moved this army to here, and he had this army he moved to clear his cap out. This is a very strange move from here to here. I'm not sure why he would... Why do you think he would move from here to here?
Well, maybe just to protect the gold mine, the silver mine?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a valuable province.
Yeah, more so than the forest, I would say. Well,
Yeah, I mean, Xibalba had not been attacking much, so he may have been thinking, okay, if Xibalba doesn't... Like, Xibalba is not going to... He had an army here and here. He probably was thinking Xibalba is not going to attack into me. And then was defending a province that, like, just to be... Not that this is a good move, but this is an unlikely move that Xibalba wouldn't expect.
right. Yeah, and Xibalba's been doing that, shifting back and forth the army all along the border.
Right.
Sort of.
So I think this was, you know, there's a kind of weird thing because you can, there's like, what is the best move for the player? But that's based on what you expect the other player to do. And when you know the other player is going to know what the best move is for you, sometimes it incentivizes you to just act randomly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what this is. I think this is just almost a completely random motion. But.
Well, he's got a serious challenge, for sure. Pythium is really not long for this game.
Yeah, this does not look good. Got attacked by barbs here, too. Fortunately, he had 18.
He just sliced him up.
Yeah, I mean, 18 vans is going to make quick work of that. He has a single van coming in here. I'm interested to see what if he's got a thug kit or what.
Yes.
Okay, 31 defense. Oh my gosh. Lightning reflexes on a Van Hearse.
Oh, okay.
And he gave him better armor. I think with this kit, he has enough protection where he's going to be mostly immune to arrows.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And he's going to have air shield and stuff. And then in melee, you know, forget about it.
No, his risk is just a lot of harassment could reduce, but that would take quite a lot of harassment.
Right.
And going dual weapon, he's got pretty good attack density.
You know, especially on mounted units, because mounted units get that harassment penalty at half the rate. So
that's right. Yeah. And 31, that's a lot of defense. Could take a lot of harassment to bring that down.
Yeah, let's take a look at what his income went to this turn. Income. Okay.
He's easy to see because he's quite contrasting.
Yeah, he's probably right here at like 400 income.
Pythium? Yeah.
Yeah. 350 maybe.
And then Van has increased his income by 30%.
And he's gonna have a fair amount of upkeep too now. Thinking, because I'm just thinking, how many Retaris can he make a turn?
I don't know.
But and he's got no PD on his capital. He's got no money.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Tough situation. Okay,
and then Vanheim doesn't appear to have... He's got an Agartha stack over here. I think he has a nap with Agartha. Oh my god. We'll have to watch that battle later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I guess... What is this?
What are these fights? Oh, he had barbarian attacks.
Oh my god.
Good god, he had 2 of them. How much misfortune does he have?
2?
2. Well, that was just kind of bad round. He did fine, but...
Yeah.
It's a good chunk of attrition.
But he has really mobilized to go north.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he had some armies down here near Ashdod, but those are all gone.
There's a few obsidians down there.
Right.
Looks like he's had an army. Oh, some of those guys must have retreated because he's got some guys kind of scattered about.
Yeah, there's a couple guys. Probably one of these guys retreated, actually. Because, yeah, I think these Milk Militia retreated. We'll watch it.
Probably. some scattering of troops, sort of all over the
Yeah,
place.
we saw some run there at the end.
Yeah. Oh, it's livable.
Okay, so that's basically this war. I mean, we can put more thought into it. I think.
I don't think there's much more to say.
Yeah. I mean, this cap. I don't think the only thing I think that's left to say is there is still a big Pythium army, and somebody's going to have to fight it. And I don't think it's going to be easy for Xibalba to take this Pythium army left with what he has over here easily. I think it's going to be very hard.
Yeah, he's got to consolidate armies. I'd be considering, if I was Xibalba, now is maybe the time to buy Zots so that he can reinforce quickly, even though they're kind of crap.
Right.
But he's got a limited ability to bring those much.
Yeah. But if Pythium, Vanheim's going to get a very nice deal out of this too. If he doesn't really have to fight this army, if this army just fights Xibalba, and he just gets all this stuff for free, that's a pretty good deal.
He's completed his borders, so he could just kind of set up defensive squads, stop any counter raids,
right,
and sit cushy while he slowly sieges down that secondary fort,
right,
which is only a palisades at the moment, so
yeah,
shouldn't be too hard to siege.
Think so. Okay, let's go to end. Last turn I started my fort in the Cave Province. In normal nations, you would want a first fort up earlier for recruitment to avoid losing all the income when you get your cap besieged. Now with end, we have a very solid cap defense, tax collectors, so there's a lot less risk. Furthermore, by focusing more on temples and labs, we currently have 4 CP. That's 2 upgraded forts for other nations. Okay. Yeah, so he's just doing foreign recruitment, which is, I think, what you do with end. Okay, and then bitch mothers are great, and Gog Reavers are good, and the hunters are actually pretty nice too. All the stuff end gets. So let's see what happens. Nothing.
Yeah, he had a quiet turn.
Yeah.
It's infrastructure time.
Okay, so yeah, he's not doing anything. I think he was talking about maybe going after Satis, because he has a nap with Agartha. I think he probably doesn't have a nap with the elves yet, but I doubt he's looking to get involved over there. Okay, so Agartha has taken this province, and we were talking it would be really cool if he could get that sorcerer robe. Oh, dude, he has totally done this. He's put people on the flank with the specific job of trying to knife this sorceress.
Yep.
These are mercs too.
Yeah, we talked about if he could pull this off. Otherwise, that's basically garbage chaff in the front. Once he kills it, the Sork will run away. Unless it fatigues out.
Oh, but she's blasting him with Petrify and Mind Burn. I don't know if they're going to make it.
Yeah, there they go.
Oh, she runs.
Oh, she runs. Oh, no. And they get stuck on the bear. It was a good try, but it's not going to work.
That's a zinger. Oh,
bummer.
She's got luck. Okay, she's off.
Yeah, well, it was a good try.
Yeah.
He couldn't have done much else except wait.
Yeah.
And as we predicted, there's really nothing here that was any threat to him.
Right. So he loses the Merc Cav, but such is the life of a mercenary. Does not get the sorceress robe.
No, but
he tried.
that was a gambly kind of maneuver to see if you could pull it off.
Yeah, and if you do, it's awesome. If you don't, then such is life.
Excuse me. Did he give any indications of if he's gonna fight?
No. He was going. We've only heard from Pangaea that he has talked Ashdod and Agartha into stabbing Naba. But we haven't heard anything from these players, but we have seen armies moving north. There's nothing on the southern border, and everything is moving north from Agartha. So it does seem that Pangaea is correct. Though he may choose to get these thrones first. We'll have to see.
Well, Agartha's pretty darn slow, so...
Yeah, when you when you see Agartha armies moving in a direction, it's a pretty big commitment.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. So that's relatively quiet in the Agartha territory.
Yeah.
Naba didn't tell us anything, so we haven't got a message. So all we can see is he's got a single army sitting on that farm. I imagine, well, that's another fort, and then so he's got.
But he's putting all of his money into infrastructure. He's going to have almost more forts than anybody. He's got this fort, this fort, this fort, and he's not making units in his forts that I can tell. Which is a greedy thing. It's a greedy thing because forts don't give you armies or anything at the beginning. Like I bet you he's number 1 on forts, right up there.
Looks like it.
Yeah, so he's right up there, number 1, and
there's quite a few with 3 forts.
Right, but he's got another one under construction. I don't know if anybody else has another one under construction, but maybe they do.
Yeah, and on this game size, I usually have kind of a rule of thumb that 3 forts is about the max that you can really get anything out of. But
yeah,
except maybe admin value. So he's already got the 2nd upgrade to that fort directly north of his capital.
Right.
And he's got the capability of 3 upgrades, right? Naba,
right, yeah. And, Naba has kind of cheap mages you can get, but you can also get the Naba mages foreign recruit. They've got a few different flavors. Mm-hmm. They've got these guys, the Mukarib, who are pretty solid astral 2s. You can do smite communions with them, or you can do astral stuff with them.
Right.
But you kind of need a fair number of forts if you're going to make a lot of them. But you do have foreign recruits. You have these guys, the Carib, who can help you a little bit with resourcing, a little bit with researching, and with earth power and some earth. If you have earth gems you want to blow on them, you can do some stuff. But they're not very useful as an earth 1. But if
Yeah.
I don't. This guy's also can be recruited outside. The Hermits are here, and these guys are 4 commander recruitment points. They come with a hen, and all of these are going to be useful. They're either going to be an astral, so they can jump in communions with your Mukarib, or you're going to get a 2 in one of these paths. And these are great.
They're a little like a mystic.
Right. But anyway, you have options to do foreign recruit. Not saying you should, but he is choosing the the capital intensive approach.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be interesting.
Pangaea, we see the stack of Centaur here.
Well, he took that throne last turn.
Right. We see some here. I don't know if this is all the white Centaurs, kind of what I'm guesstimating. There's some over here.
He didn't go hide them.
Yeah, I don't know how many are hidden. Uruk. Yeah, just a pretty simple expansion here. They've already gotten all of this now. So I think I have a question. What is Uruk going to do now? I don't know.
Well, given his Mashushu, I think he can make a good play for thrones.
Yeah.
I think he's got a good chance for a throne play.
Well, he's kind of blocked off from this one. To get this one, he would have to come through and kill this throne thing, basically, and then take this. But this one he could get, these 2.
Yeah, the 2 on his northern diagonal, and there's really no competition for them.
Yeah.
So that might be his play.
The Throne of Knowledge would be nice for her, break you into blood. And a few other paths.
That might be his play.
Yeah. Okay. So that's this column. Over in Satisland. Ooh. So Satis, he takes out this wolf tribe over here.
Okay.
And this is just with Sobex, and Sobex are good against wolf tribe. And his god is down here. And it's unclear. He's got Sobex, so he was probably setting up to take this.
I think he was going to try to contest that, but he's a bit late, and
right. So
it'd be a tough goal to take it against a PD dump now.
Right. But he does have his god. And it's possible now he's funneled out some kit to his god, like some more, even just reinvigoration gear or something, because he can probably trade for gear or something by turn 13. I don't know. His god could be more tough right now, but it would be... I don't know. He has to make a decision about whether he would... whether he wants to let the squids have a spot on land. I mean, not the squids, the Pelagia have a spot on land.
The mermen, yeah.
The mermen.
Well, it's a tough decision. I mean, is he in the position right now to do a human versus human bit of aggression, or at least aggressive reconnaissance? And I don't know. I know I personally would be really leery of taking that pretender against a human army.
Yeah.
At this point, unless he's got it some really quite good gear.
Yeah, I'm looking around. Oh, never mind. This one would be good.
I don't think that fireballing and evocation trick he's playing is going to work terribly well against a human opponent this early.
Yeah, maybe not. But Shockwave could. Shockwave is very good.
Mm-hmm. If that's 19 Sobex is what it looks like. If they got killed and routed, well then, he's got a...
Yeah.
And he was berserking that thing, wasn't... No, he's not berserking it. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, well, he's got a decision to make. Pelagia has taken this. Their other forts are down here. Mm-hmm. Which also just kind of means they're not really well set up to have a war with Satis, because they're going to have to move these things all the way over here.
Oh, hold on. That fort just north of his capital, I don't think he built that.
This one?
Oh, that is his capital. The one just south of his capital. He got an event.
No, I think he built this. This was his first 40 under construction, because he saw this Fathoms of the Deep that had the magic bonus.
You're correct.
Yeah.
I've forgotten what we were talking about.
But he's since found 4 sites here. This is a phenomenal province.
And that's the wall. Okay, so he found a wall of living kelp. So he had already searched nature there.
Right.
Was the wall one of those 0?
It may be a 0-1. I think that's been there most of the game. He either searched it very early or it's a 0.
Yeah, because he said he was going to try to wait for free forts from nature searching, but we can't see his searches, so he may have already... There's no reason he couldn't have searched 7 or 8 provinces for nature already.
Yeah. Okay. So we've done Pangaea. Pangaea is not much going on. They've taken... Did they ping this? This is Naba ping. Ulm, not much is happening. Ulm is playing very passively so far. Mm-hmm. But he's got forts up. It looks like he's stopping unit production in these 2. Oh, hello. Here's his god. He has a Titan.
The Asinja.
Right.
She's air and...
Earth, right?
Air. I thought she was air and death, but...
Oh, she might be.
I'll just look her up. I might tell us a little bit.
We've seen a lot of Titans so far, compared to what I was expecting.
There's 3 versions. There's one's a commander. There's 2 pretenders. There's an Air 2 Earth 1 and an Air 1 Nature 2. And I don't know which one, but which one does Ulm get access to? Looks like they're not listed for... Oh, I have to go and turn this on to Ulm. It's probably the Air Earth one, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I would think. That's a really good tool for Ulm to have. Just to have the ability to do magic phase attacks.
I don't know, because the inspector shows both of those variations, but my guess would be he gets the Air 2 Earth one.
Okay. Well, we'll find out shortly enough, I think. He's got a big-ass army here. Maybe that's going to go take this out. Or maybe he's thinking about coming and attacking Satis. We haven't had any word from him, so we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Via action. The monkeys...
They got a... Oh.
What a bounce. Okay, never mind. This was... It looked like a lot of stuff, because I saw 50 units, but it's Marcata.
And nothing to back them up.
Yeah.
and he almost won.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that almost worked. He
It
was on
almost
the
worked.
verge.
Yeah.
If he'd had 5 or 10 Bandars, he would have got it.
And I think this is what was left over. There's a big barb stack here.
Yeah.
And it looks like what he did. He took the good units out of that barb stack and took them over here, most likely heading for this throne. And he took the crap units and tried to clear this out, and it didn't seem to work. But
it was really close.
Right.
Okay, so
that's fine.
And that probe was Van probed that throne.
Right.
So maybe he's thinking he can take that throne once Pythium's locked down in his capital.
Right. And, okay, we see movement on the Mictlan front.
Oh, yes.
So we were talking, this is what we spent a lot of time last episode talking about.
That's right.
It looked like Jotunheim was going to attack Mictlan.
Yeah, and what strategic options did Mictlan realistically have? So
right.
Here we've got
because,
light PD.
For those who haven't watched the previous episodes, in the army department, Mictlan is a little bankrupt right now.
Yep. Yeah, so this is very basic. He's just dealing with some province defense. And no threat to him in any way. Mictlan chose not to defend against Jotun with armies.
And this is one of the province. This one we were saying you definitely give up. This one was one of the ones I was saying you really want to keep it, but I'm not sure if you can.
Yeah.
This one where he has a fort going up, you absolutely must keep. And this one was also nice to have, but if you don't defend this one, then you're going to be forced to defend your cap. And I was saying you'd probably give this up.
So, but he didn't.
He didn't. And this is a substantial Jotun force. Because these are Ulfheden. And these are expensive. They're like 50-something gold units.
Yeah, I believe I could touch the sky. What is that his prophet?
Yeah, divine blessing.
Right. Okay. And he is so a small amount of PD, not a heck of a lot.
Now, I think in terms of this matchup, I got to pause for a second. This is a good matchup for Mictlan in terms of, this is exactly the unit that his charged body blast should be most effective against.
Well, we're talking about, how many of them does he need to kill this?
Right.
We could see that he succeeded, so yeah, I'm burning with curiosity to see. And there we go. So that's quite a lot of charged body.
Stunned.
Crippled.
Okay, not a ton of stuns, a fair amount.
And then some smiting. So another big 20 damage.
It's just not really enough eagles is the thing.
And yet, it worked.
Yeah.
Oh, we got that werewolf.
I'm actually really shocked. These guys fail morale checks and then they run, but I'm actually shocked that they ran.
Yeah, that was very touch and go. And he just lost 10 eagles.
Yeah, 15.
Right?
15 eagles.
So, wow.
He has no sacreds left. I think I would have rather given this up as Mictlan than win and have these kinds of losses. Because it's what you and I were talking about last time. He is going to live or die by his army, not necessarily his provinces. And he has to have overwhelming numbers for these Eagle Warriors to work.
Exactly. That's why I was suggesting he needs to consolidate his armies into one relatively small doomstack. Because now what he's done is he's got 2 little fights and taken some attrition in both.
Right.
So that leaves him with a sum total of 5 Eagle Warriors, other than what he just built. Oh, and those guys ran away really quick.
Yeah, I think he has bleeding on one of these eagles or something. I don't know. So, I mean, this was a pretty nice defense. And I would say this one, keeping a province and losing only 3 eagles and killing us, probably worth it. But he might have gotten a little lucky there too. But
the other one was painful. Oh, and he's now making moon warriors.
Yeah, and eagle warriors.
I've used Moon Warriors in the past, but I haven't looked at them in quite a while.
Huh.
You got them there. Obsidian Club Swords, hit really hard. Okay stats.
Yeah. They're not bad.
Okay. And they don't take his candles production, so
Right.
not a bad choice.
And more eagles down here.
So he can make probably 10 eagles a turn now.
Yeah. You know, if he just won, well, I think if he gave this up and he just won this one decisively, taking no losses. The other thing is, if he won it decisively, these guys wouldn't have retreated. He'd have killed everything.
Yeah, that was my feeling. Was he was better off to consolidate on the more valuable province, but
yeah,
he chose to defended breadth.
And I would have chosen, if I was going to defend one province, I would have chosen to defend this one, which actually got attacked with a weaker force than this one. Because this one, if you give up this one, you're going to have to defend your capital, which you're going to have to defend anyway. If you give up this one, you now have to defend your capital and this one. Yeah. You know?
But who did our buddy down there in Ashdod attack?
These were just some indies.
That's just indies? Okay.
But if I were Ashdod, I would be looking pretty feistily at this province.
Yeah, is he going to jump on the bandwagon? That's the burning question.
Right. Well, we have word from Pan that he's going to be attacking Naba. So he, whoops.
But his army's on the wrong side of the map.
Right. So we'll see. He may choose to do both and just vulture a little bit. Certainly this would be a nice province to vulture.
Interesting that Bandar is not part of this action on Mictlan. Not yet.
Right. Well, there's not going to be much left if he doesn't hurry.
No.
And honestly, I mean, if Mictlan, I normally like to back the underdog in a war rather than jump on them and vulture them. Or if I jump on them and vulture them, I want to do it after I've backed them. Because, like, I mean, the damage, potentially Mictlan doing a reversal against Jotunheim is much better for the game state, in my opinion, than, like, getting 2 or 3 provinces off them and pissing them off.
Well, Jotun is awfully big.
Right. Yeah, Jotun's huge.
So is Pan. So, not that they may know that. They may or may not. But, although, Vanheim's in great shape now.
Yeah, Vanheim's looking good.
And after
he's jumped up to the Pan level thanks to this elfing.
You jump to the army graph for a sec? Okay, so purple. Oh, that's Pythium took a hell of a hit.
Wait, did we covered that though? Where did that happen?
We covered that. That was he lost gladiators.
1 second. Let me remind myself.
One of these he put out gladiators and they were effective, but now they're gone, right?
Oh, that was here. But that was just losing 19 gladiators made that whole dip? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it seems a little high. We lost a few attacking his cap of some of his miscellaneous stuff. Like taking the knights on his cap.
Oh, yeah, so we lost 10 here.
And that's 30 or 29.
That still looks like a more than a 30 unit drop. Maybe that's 30 units. Okay. I mean, that is a pretty big drop in army size, but...
The Bandar army size is kind of puny, all things considered.
I'm telling you, man, this guy is the greediest player.
Yeah, he's just not making troops right now.
But he's good. People never, ever go after him that I've seen for the first war. He's very good about diplomacy or something.
Yeah, buying them off or keeping them off balance with words.
Yeah. Or, you know, maybe people think he's a potential ally. He's definitely not looking like a threat, you know?
No. I mean, he's got a decent sized territory.
Right. But it's not like, you know, you can make the argument, oh my god, we have to do something about Pangaea or Jotunheim. Don't think you'll be making that argument about the monkeys. Okay, we've covered, I think we've covered this whole column. Oh, we haven't done Vanarus.
And
there's not much to say.
Very quiet. He's left some internals for at some point.
He also could potentially be sneaking some armies because he does have stealthy stuff, if I recall.
Well, glamoured anyways.
Well, we'll see the glamoured, but
I'm wondering if he's gonna, because he was the one that bounced off that throne.
Oh, that's right. That was the big thing. He's still reeling from that, and it looks like he's going to head
might
back.
be trying again.
But with what? The problem is there's still going to be the fire elementals. I feel like he's going to bounce again. We can see this army here looking like it's about to go back in.
That's what it looks like. But that was the fire. Yeah, that was the fire elementals. So
this army will not kill 4 fire elementals.
yeah, barring some magical intervention.
Yeah, like maybe if he has big air elementals himself, so that it'll kill all the commanders, maybe. But fire elementals actually wreck air elementals.
I don't know. I don't know what his current play might be. I would be trying to consolidate those internals so you don't lose them. Because he's got the barbs and the heavy cav. I'd be closing them up and taking a brief pause to recoup my losses and rebuild.
Oh god, I hope he doesn't go for this throne. I'm going to be... I mean, on one hand, Satis might... Well, no, Satis can't take it either. Sobek are going to do better than these guys, but still, they'll get wrecked by fire elementals also.
Yeah. I think we've just about covered everybody because it was a fairly...
Yeah.
Other than the interesting parts of Mictlan and Pythium getting smashed, this is a fairly quiet turn. Most of the nations are just kind of consolidating.
Right. The war, well, I mean, we've got interesting things happening. We know there's a conspiracy against Naba, but that has no movement yet there.
No.
And Pythium is just they got elfed really hard, so that's the main action in this turn. And we're going to have to see, but nobody's dealt with the Pythium army yet. So, that remains to be seen what happens there.
You bet.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. See you next time.